Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dottie and today I'm going to be teaching you how to crochet this really cute bobble stitch scrunchie. But before we get started, go take a look at my Facebook, Instagram, and Etsy shop. So what you're going to need to get started is some chunky weight velvet yarn. You're of course going to need a scrunchie and a 5mm crochet hook. To start off your scrunchie, just grab your yarn and your hair tie and tie a knot. Once you have your yarn secured to your scrunchie, take your crochet hook, go into your hair tie, pull up a loop, and then chain one to secure your yarn. From here, I'm just going to be making single crochets all the way around and pulling on my hair tie. Here it may look like I'm done, but I'm gonna pull and squish all those single crochets in together, because when you pull on your hair tie, you should not see the hair tie through the stitches. So we need to make a lot more. Every hair tie is different. Some are more stretchy than others, so it's hard to gauge the exact amount of stitches or single crochets that you'll need. So just make sure that you keep pulling and scooching in these crochets until you can no longer see the hair tie. All right, I am done going around my hair tie. I have about 60 stitches up here right now. I'm going to go through and make sure that none of my stitches are twisted. And then I'm going to find the first single crochet that I did, go in there, put my tail end on top, and then I'm going to slip stitch to join the round. Tighten that up. From here, I want to do double crochets into each stitch, so I'm going to chain two. I'm going to yarn over, go into that same stitch that we just did the slip stitch on, and do a double crochet, making sure to include the tail. We're going to cover that up as we work. And the chain two counts as one double crochet, so I have two double crochets in that same stitch right now. I'm going to do three, so I'm going to yarn over, go into that same stitch, and double crochet. I'm going to go to the next stitch and I'm going to do two double crochets, including the tail to cover that up as we work. Now I'm going to move on to the next stitch and I'm going to do three. Be sure to pull out your work so that you can really see where that next stitch is. It's easy to miss when they're so scrunched in together. I'm just going to do the repeat two double crochets in the same stitch and then three double crochets in the same stitch until I meet back at the beginning. Be sure to include that tail in each stitch until it's gone, so you don't have to weave it in at the end. Doing double crochets in the same stitch is going to help your work group together and kind of get that ruffly ripple effect. So if you want your scrunchie to be more ruffly, then you can do more double crochets in each stitch if you would like. coming up to the end. I'm going to work one single double crochet in this last stitch. And now I'm going to slip stitch at the top of the first double crochet that we did. So that completes that round. I'm now going to pick up my other color. I chose to do white, and we are now going to make the bubbles around the top. So we can go ahead and grab our scissors. We can cut off this yarn, even a little tail. And now we need to connect our other color. I'm going to wrap my white yarn around my hook, and I'm going to pull through that loop. And that is going to be the first chain one. So I got my chain on my hook, and I'm holding the tails with my left hand. Single crochet, and I'm going to keep these tails on top so that I can work them in. I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, pull these tails down, yarn over, pull through both. I'm going to do 4 more while working the tails in. Now we're going to do our first bobble in this next stitch. So to do a bobble, you need to do 5 incomplete double crochets into the same stitch. So I'll show you how to do that. We're going to yarn over like a regular double crochet, go into that stitch, pull up a loop, and I'm still working around my tails to secure them into my work. All right. So we got 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over, go through the first 2, and then pause here. We're going to leave these up here. So that's 1 incomplete double crochet. Now we need to do 4 more. So yarn over, go into that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2. Do it again. Two more times. Last but not least, still watching out for my tails. They can get twisted around in here, so you gotta kind of hold them down. All right, and that's 5 incomplete double crochets. You should have 6 loops on your hook at this point. To complete that, you're gonna yarn over and go through all 6. So your bobble should look like this. Now we're gonna find our next stitch. And we're going to complete a single crochet, making sure to poke your finger in that bobble and push it out towards you. And then do your single crochet, and then I always tighten that up a little bit. All right, now we need to do 4 more single crochets, and we're just going to repeat this process. Just try to end your next bobble at your last stitch where we began our single crochet. We might have to work on our spacing a little bit. Everybody is going to have a different number of stitches, so just try to space it the best that you can. Okay guys, so I am almost to the beginning of round. I've made my bobble right here and got my first single crochet. So let's go ahead and get our spacing right, because we know we're going to need to end right here on a bobble. Just do 4 single crochets right now. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to do another bobble right here. I'm going to do the last bobble where we did the slip stitch. Instead of doing a single crochet to end this bobble, right here we're going to do a slip stitch. So go into that first stitch and slip it. Pull it tight. Now chain 1, cut your work, leaving a long enough tail so we can weave that in. Pull it out, tighten that up. We're almost done. We're gonna weave in this tail really quick, and you're done. There you have it. There is your cute little bobbled scrunchie. Thanks for watching. See us back next week for a cute crochet project. Bye.